We welcome you to Edinburgh, Texas, the home finale for RGV here at HEB Park as the Toros welcome Fresno FC for what should be a very fun home finale here in Texas. Sean St. Jacques, Ross Davenport here, getting you set for what should be a fun one. We start with RGV on the offensive side of the ball, Ross, and they've got three really good attacking players, starting with Aldo Quintanilla.
Yep, each of these with 5 goals on the season. Aldo Quintanilla scored the tying goal in May when they tied 2-2 with Fresno. He's definitely a scoring threat up top.
And the captain, Todd Wharton, 5 goals, 5 assists as well. Does a lot going forward and at the back as well.
Yeah, loves to get forward from the midfield, Rob. Might be playing more of a holding role tonight, but we'll see. Captain fantastic in the middle for the Toros.
And it doesn't matter if he's coming off the bench or starting. Jesus Enriquez always seems to make an impact in games as well.
And what a goal he scored against Fresno in May. Top corner, no stopping that one.
There you see the team leaders, 5 goals apiece, and the assists as well. Each of these guys going forward could make a big impact in tonight's game.
Yep, RGV might be down the bottom of the scoring charts, but these three have definitely contributed. And Coach Echeverria will be looking for them to get on the board tonight.
RGV trying to finish on a high note. Fresno coming into this one, and that's their main man, Juan Pablo Caffa, 9 goals this season. A number of them have been USL Goal of the Week candidates, and he leads the team in that category.
Yeah, he scored 9 goals last season for Tulsa, did the Argentine. He's 33 years old, but he gets around all over the field. He'll be looking to lead tonight, Fresno.
This should be a fun one. RGV and Fresno. It's the home finale for the Toros. They're looking to finish off on a high note as they welcome Fresno into Edinburgh, Texas. Stay with us. Lineups and the kickoff coming up next. Welcome back to HEB Park, everybody. Sean St. Jacques, Ross Davenport. We're getting closer and closer to RGV and Fresno. The home finale for the Toros, looking to finish the home season strong. It's also bobblehead night tonight. The Toro, Mr. Toro, looking strong on the pitch as we get closer and closer to what should be a fun one. Let's go to the starting lineups. Let's start with the home side, RGV. A little bit of a different look up front, but a lot of the main guys still in there.
Yeah, but only 3 starters back from that Wednesday loss to playoff chasing Rio Grande. We've got Luis Gill, Connor Donovan, and Tyler Derrick from the Dynamo starting tonight. Tyler
Derrick, of course, we saw as well as had made some big impact in the net. Couple of great saves this season for him as well. Coach Gertjan Echeverria is hoping to finish strong tonight as you get a look at him here on the sideline. First season as the head coach of RGV. Talked to us early in the week, said that his team is a lot better than they started this season and have shown in recent form how good that they've been and how really they've strode forward through this season and gotten a lot better from the beginning to the end. As we take a look at the Fresno starting lineup, the visitors coming in, 8 wins on the season. Juan Pablo Caffa, we highlighted him up front alongside Jamel Johnson.
Yep, 5 changes from last Saturday's 2-2 draw with Timbers 2. The big loss tonight for Fresno is Pedro Ribeiro in the midfield. Leads the team in minutes, tackles 1, interceptions, and has started all but 1 game this season.
Adam Smith's side, his first season as head coach, and no doubt about that, Ross. The big loss, of course, Pedro Ribeiro. It's a yellow card accumulation suspension tonight, And Adam Smith's hoping that some guys in the midfield can step up for Fresno. Just 2 away wins all season long for Fresno, as they're trying to finish the season strong as well. We're around in the playoff hunt for a while, and now we're also trying to finish the season strong and on a high note, as well as our RGV. RGV are going to be in their home orange uniforms, going from right to left on your screen. Fresno will be in their road whites with the blue trim. And we are underway from HEB Park, the home finale between the Toros of RGV and Fresno FC. Quickly, it's kicked all the way back. First touch of the game for Tyler Derrick. And it'll go out of play on the far side for a Fresno throw-in. RGV, Ross, you mentioned it, coming off a tough 4-0 loss to Reno. But overall, over the last 5 games, 2 wins for RGV. The 2 losses and 1 draw. Those wins coming over Real Monarchs, currently sitting 3rd in the Western Conference, and then a convincing win over Seattle Sounders, too.
They do have a lot of quality wins this season. As you said, they've been playing well of lately, and talked to Coach Echeverry. He really wants to get some points late here and catch some of the teams ahead of them, I should say, and bypass them. Interestingly tonight, Tyler Derrick back in goal. In the last 4 games, RGV have had 4 different goalkeepers. So it'll be interesting to see tonight how they gel down the middle.
We're also looking for how Fresno deals without Pedro Ribeiro. Talked about it. Leader in minutes. He started 29 games for Fresno this season and has played in 30. Here's the press from Jesus Enriquez. He got the touch, but it's out for a Fresno throw-in. And certainly, Ross, when you have a guy that Adam Smith's able to plug in there always, it's tough with yellow card accumulation not having him out there tonight.
Yeah, Echeverry talked about his RGV midfield wanting to be specifically aggressive tonight, and the loss of Ribeiro will help that cause.
A header from Wharton, the captain, off of the throw-in. Chance to move forward here for RGV. The initial touch from Cabrera went forward, but Fresno was able to corral it. Fresno coming off a 2-2 draw against the Portland Timbers 2. They've been struggling over their last 5 games. No wins, 2 losses, and 3 draws.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to expect with a team as new as this, they're going to have their streaky moments. They had a little slump in April, May. Again, 2-8-6 on the road this season. But if they get that first goal, they're very hard to beat. 8-0-6 when scoring first this season. No losses.
With RGV, when they score first, it's kind of hit or miss. 6 wins, 5 losses, 4 draws.
Problem for them is scoring, period.
No doubt about that. Had the chance to talk to Gerson Echeverry a number of times this season, and that's normally what comes up in conversation. They're able to create a lot of opportunities. That's the good part. The bad part is that Toros aren't always able to cash in on the great opportunities that they set up going forward. We highlighted Aldo Quintanilla. He's on the bench to start tonight's game for the Toros. We'll see if we see him off the bench tonight. As that goes out of play on the near side, Sheldon Sullivan will take it in, playing left back tonight for the Toros. He's been a guy that's been a bright spot at times at the back for RGV. That ball sent forward by Carlos Small in behind, trying to find Wilmer Cabrera, and it's headed back to Mark Pies, who corrals it for Fresno.
Yeah, we talked to Coach Echeverry. We were laughing about this earlier, about the type of forward you want to bring in. He mentioned one that could put it in the back of the net. They brought in Carlos Small. We'll see if he can get on the board tonight for them. Brought him in as a potential goal scorer. And we talked about before the game. You know, all these players will be getting looked at by somebody tonight, no matter whether it's someone from their own team management or someone around the league.
And the other part is something that you mentioned already, Ross, which is that Gerson Echeverry wants to hop over a couple of teams in the standings. You know, these are the kind of games that can help you when you look back at where your team finished. That, you know, if you bump up a couple of spots, RGV right now sitting in 14th in the West. It looks a little bit nicer than it would have otherwise, and Fresno coming in just a couple of spots ahead of RGV. Ball sent forward. Sheldon Sullivan gets his boot up. Here's Jesus Enriquez near side. Ball sent forward by Luis Gil. Give and go back to Gil, who chases it down on the near side. Can't get to it. And it's out of play for a Fresno throw-in.
Yeah, the 4-3-3 lineup tonight for RGV shows their intentions. We talked to Coach Echeverry about wanting to finish strong. He wants to stand on a positive note, give the crowd and the community something to be proud of, not just his team. Before
the game started, as there's a foul against Fresno going RGV's way, stampede for RGV, the section just beyond the left goal. As you see on your screen, we're loud and proud in the tailgate before tonight's game. Pounding the drum. They had the bobbleheads with them on bobblehead night as well. Mr. Toro being handed out tonight here at HEB Park. Challenging from Fresno, Gill centering pass to Perea. Small back to Enriquez. And a good job backtracking there by Cesares.
Some good early touches, though, for all these three RGV forwards.
And a good job backtracking there as well by Sullivan. Adams controls to Wharton. Last time these two teams played, you got to go all the way back to May 9th, the first ever meeting, obviously, between these two. This is Fresno's inaugural season. Pressure here from Cabrera. It sent all the way back to Paz. It finished a 2-2 draw at Fresno. Jesus Enriquez and Aldo Quintanilla scored in the game. Alex Cooper got on the score sheet for Fresno, and their second goal was actually a Connor Donovan own goal. And for Fresno this season, 2 wins on the road. They're 2-8-6 on the road this season, and just 1 clean sheet away from home all season. And that came back in week 3, March 28th, when they defeated Seattle Sounders 2 by a goal to nil. Offside here against Fresno, and RGV can regroup.
You see Zach Ellis-Hayden getting forward there. He's scored some cracking goals this season from the right back spot. Loves to get up and down that flank.
Here's Donovan sending it forward. Headed away by Sam Strong. Fresno control it in the midfield. Ball slipped through. That was Juan Pablo Caffa trying to sneak it through. Wharton's header almost gives it back. Oh, he does give it back to Fresno. An opportunity. The shot might have been blocked by Wharton. And it will be a corner kick opportunity early on for Fresno.
RGV just getting a little sloppy here. Not the kind of area you want to be giving the ball away. Leads to a first corner for Fresno.
And it'll be Jamal Johnson, second in the team with 8 goals. He's going to service this one into the 18-yard box. Plenty to aim at for Fresno. Near post it goes. Good flick on, and it looked like it was saved off the line. Headed back towards net by Strong. And there was Derek to make the save. And I believe at the near post, it took a deflection. I'm not sure Derek got to the first attempt, and he was able to corral the second.
Yeah, Sheldon Sullivan was on the post. It's one of those tactics you don't see as often anymore. It's not all teams put one of their shorter defenders on the post, but Sullivan was there. If he hadn't been, and that might have snuck inside the front post. Made it 1-0.
No doubt about that, as Sullivan been very active so far. Sends it down on the near side. Jesus Enriquez tried to move to get around the defender, and he wins a throw-in. Enriquez, along with Quintanilla and Wharton, 5 goals apiece to lead RGV. Here is Enriquez. Couldn't get around. Opportunity though. Enriquez centering pass. It's cleared off the line. Back to Enriquez. The header is in. He found a way through. Once again, Jesus Enriquez doesn't give up and gives RGV the lead. His team leading 6th goal of the season.
What an effort by Enriquez. He's not the biggest player in the world, but he's quick and strong, and he showed it there. He got pulled back. If we show the replay, he got pulled back initially and almost looked like the referee might have given a penalty, but he didn't go down, kept at it, found the second rebound and knocked it in.
Take another look at the goal. Fresno just couldn't get it clear, and Jesus Enriquez kept on coming.
If there was the tuck back, Cesares just snuck inside Pai's near post. He hasn't scored too many headers, that lad, but he'll take that one.
6 goals to lead RGV this season, and somehow, some way, Jesus Enriquez found a way through and gives the Toros a 1-0 lead over Fresno. And I think that was just one opportunity where Enriquez, not only did he not give up, but Fresno, I think, had 2, maybe 3 opportunities in the build-up, and then before the finish to clear it. Nobody really got a good touch to it. Strong had an opportunity, Brown had an opportunity, and nobody could clear. But here's Fresno on the other side. Good centering pass. Juan Pablo Caffa couldn't get to it. A chance to backtrack here with Augustin Cesares. Ball sent into the 18-yard box. Opportunity, the header is down and it is wide. In the middle, looking for Meyer Bevan, and it's out for a goal kick. Maybe he could have done better there.
Yeah, Kyle Adams and Tyler Derrick, a little bit of lack of communication. Kind of standing around waiting for one or the other to make a move. That was almost the same with the goal.
Take another look here. Great ball into the 18-yard box, and boy, Kyle Adams was in there. But Meyer Bevan, big missed opportunity to respond there. They say you're the most vulnerable when you score a goal defensively, and then Fresno almost came right back and equalized there.
It almost seemed like Bevan saw Derrick coming out of the corner of his eye and pulled back at the last minute. Those defenders have got to come for that ball. Same thing as I said with the Fresno goal, they allowed the defender to sort of stood around and watched as the ball bounced around, and Enriquez was the first one to react. Results in a 1-0 lead.
Ball was thrown back in by Zach Ellis Hayden. As Wharton controls in the midfield, as a little bit of a drizzle coming down at HEB Park in Edinburgh, Texas. Opportunity here for Fresno. Ball centering pass in for Johnson, blocked by Wharton. Donovan with a chance to clear it, and he does. And it is sent further back upfield, looking for Carlos Small. Fresno are able to get it back to Pies, controlled now here by Sam Strong.
We talked about how Wharton can get forward and score, and that was a great tackle there to deny Jamal Johnson. He had plenty of space to perhaps turn and get a shot, but Wharton shut him down quickly.
Juan Pablo Caffa sends it to nobody in particular. And Tyler Derrick will reset for RGV, looking for somebody to get open, and instead he will pick it up and reset things. Goal from Jesus Enriquez from what looked to be a really tough angle. And I believe it did also take a deflection off of Mark Pies, the goalkeeper, and finds the back of the net for RGV, and they get their home finale started right. Small as the Toros come again here. Here's Enriquez. Has plenty of room here to work with. Lays it back towards Sullivan. Opportunity for Gill. Thought about the shot. He will shoot. It is blocked in there by Del Campo. And on the far side, controlled by Fresno, sent forward. RGV got it back. Looks like there is going to be a foul going Fresno's way.
Handball there. We talked about Jesus Enriquez's absolute stonker of a goal against Fresno earlier this season. That one wasn't anywhere near as spectacular, but they all count the same.
Fresno double for goals for Jesus Enriquez. When he starts, when he comes off the bench, seems like he always gets in behind and makes something happen for RGV. As we talked about, 6-5-4 when RGV scored first this season. Certainly Fresno have turned it up since then. Kaffa's cross in the middle, it falls. A chance for Johnson. Tucked it back, still an opportunity to shoot. Sullivan pressing well, cross into the middle, the header is there, and it's in. Fresno equalize right on cue. What a cross into the middle, and Cesares is there to equalize.
We talked about Zach Ellis Hayden getting forward and scoring. That time he got forward and turned provider. Great cross and the booming header from Cesares that was never going to miss.
Augustin Cesares right on cue. Ellis Hayden with a great cross in and a lovely header. 1-1 in the blink of an eye.
Perfect height for Cesares. Gets a little jump, and those are the ones you dream of. We joked before the game this one might be a 6-4. We were hoping for a 6-4, and we're on our way.
Just maybe. Still early for that, but Augustin Cesares, his first goal of the season for Fresno. And it is 1-1. Another play where a player just doesn't give up as the goal scorer fouls Cabrera. That time it was Zach Ellis Hayden who kind of ran around Sullivan to find the space. Meanwhile, Small cuts back, tried to split two defenders. But stepping in there, able to clear it away. That time was Fresno. RGV get it back though.
one thing there's been plenty of in this game so far is wide open space.
No question about that. Here's Enriquez. Trying to twist and turn around. Wharton gets it back. Nice little play there. Lewis Gill to Enriquez. Small, turns on his left foot. Hesitates, shoots, deflected over the bar. And out for a corner kick for RGV, who look to answer back on the other end.
Yeah, the Panamanian Smalley joined the team in mid-July. He's already got 2 goals and an assist, and almost added to that tally there. Some good work inside the box. Physical specimen.
So Wharton will take it on the far side. Take another look in a second as Wharton gets ready to try to service this into the 18-yard box. There's a bit of a, there might have been some pushing and shoving in the box. Everyone's ready now. Wharton fires it in. It's a really good chance, headed towards Small, and he misses it. Took a deflection. Small was kind of going away from the shot and airmails it over the bar. Carlos Small has come oh so close now twice in a matter of minutes.
It's a very dangerous corner. Normally the ones into the box are claimed by the keeper, but this was hit such low. So let's take a look at the first one. Small's deflected shot. Knocked away by Sam Strong, and here's the corner. It was whipped in there with some serious pace and found a gap between the Fresno defenders. Small just missed that one.
Goal gaping there for Carlos Small. He could not find it. Couldn't keep it down. Fresno almost gave it right back, and now they do give it right back. Wilmer Cabrera on the far side for RGV, and he gets swallowed up, but Perea on the chase. Fresno now trying to clear. Nico Perea trying to put the pressure on. And Ontiveros will send it all the way back to Tyler Derrick. Is this what you've expected over the first 17 minutes? It's been a wide open game so far.
It has. We did mention before the game, you and I, that sometimes these late season games, you sort of get out there, and especially when both teams are out of playoff contention, just give it a go. You know, try some things you might not normally try. Here goes Carlos Small.
He shoots, saved by Mark Pies. They are certainly going after it. It's been end-to-end stuff over the first 17 minutes. Electric football to start this game off. Gerson Echeverry. Again, this has kind of been a bit of a microcosm of RGV's season over the first 17 minutes. They get a chance, and then a team that's been known for being good defensively, especially at home this season, and they can see just a few moments after they're able to take the lead. It was Augustine Cesares. Now the ball in behind. Chance for Fresno. Player goes down. Nothing given. That was Meyer Bevan in behind again. Great ball in. Boy, Adam Smith is pleading his case, pleading his player's case for a possible penalty there. Let's take a look at it. Good ball in behind from Johnson.
Nah, I think Bevan might have got his feet caught up a little bit with Kyle Adams, but he went down far too easily there for the referee to give anything. Nice try, though.
Fresno, they get it that time as Ellis Hayden draws the foul on Jesus Enriquez. It looks like they are having Fresno hold it for just a moment here. First 18 and a half minutes have been fantastic, especially from the neutral point of view. As Adam Smith continues to, I'm guessing, talk about that possible penalty.
Referee was probably telling I was a lot closer than you. Sit down for a bit, relax. It's your first warning.
To your point, it would have been a bit harsh to say the least, I think, if the referee had given that. Fresno off the free kick. Zach Ellis Hayden, who set up the goal. Here's Juan Pablo Coffa. It's a little one-touch pass, but it's going to be too far for Ellis Hayden. And it's out for a goal kick for RGV.
It's a fun player to watch, Ellis Hayden. He's listed as a right back, but he gets even in the middle of the field, almost in the striker position on occasion. He's now 5 assists on the year for the right back.
That's the new wave of really throughout soccer of right backs going forward, trying to make something happen in the offensive end. Probably not new anymore, to be fair. Pressure from Lewis Gill. Fresno control at the back. Pass, almost picked off there by Cabrera. But now Ellis Hayden with a chance to move forward here for Fresno. Overlapping run from Juan Pablo Caffa. Cuts it back onto his left foot. Beautiful ball into the box. Flicked on the header, and it is wide. And once again, Meyer Bevan has been getting in the 18-yard box. Take another look, and the latest opportunity for Bevan to get on the score sheet here.
He's a young athlete from New Zealand on loan from Vancouver. Yeah, it was well defended by Connor Donovan there. Always want to be goal side. Did enough to distract a chance there. On
the other end, Enriquez worked his way in. Good delivery. Nobody there, but it falls right out to Gill, who shoots. Deflected. It might fall for Small. It'll fall out of play. And another corner kick on the far side for RGV. So quickly, after Fresno had an opportunity, RGV on the counterattack win a corner, and Todd Wharton will head on over there again to take it.
He's in no hurry. He's probably been running quite a bit in these first 20 minutes with the way the ball's gone end to end. He's the holding midfielder that he is, but he, as he said, does like to get forward, so he probably has more running than most out there.
Wharton took it short to Enriquez. Ontiveros. Into the box it goes, back post, and Donovan got ahead to it, but it falls harmlessly to Mark Pies.
I don't think he knew much about that. I think it actually came off the back of his head, but it would have been a great goal if it had found the back of the net.
Connor Donovan has one goal this season, but it was a USL Goal of the Week back against Las Vegas a few weeks ago. Absolute screamer. And Fresno kind of trying to grow back into the game a little bit. And I think you're right, Ross. After end to end for about 15 minutes there, I think some of the players are just kind of trying to catch their breath.
Yeah, let's slow down the tempo a little bit here. I know it can get warm down there in South Texas even this time of year. And the rain's probably keeping the temperatures down a little bit.
Out for a Fresno throw on the far side. RGV slowly bringing some pressure here. Carlos Small leading it up front. Turn in the midfield, pressure there. I think that was Perea, yes, who thought he had won it, and he's called for the foul. Fresno work quickly back forward with it. Switching sides.
Lovely ball.
Ellis Hayden controls it well. Also trying to get past Sullivan, who puts the pressure on him and does win a very good and very fair challenge to get it to Enriquez.
Yep, good stuff there from Sheldon Sullivan. It's going to be a great battle to watch tonight between those two.
Here's Small. Nico Perea. It's opening up a bit here for RGV. Omar Ontiveros. Into the box it goes. Easily for Strong to clear it away. Not as far as Perea, though. Gill with a chance to service. Tries to find Cabrera. Didn't quite get to it, but it comes back to Lewis Gill. Still a couple players to aim at for Small. He might go himself here. Good cross. Nobody there for RGV. Cleared out for another corner kick as Ramon Martin Del Campo had to clear it out, and really anywhere would do at that point for Fresno.
Del Campo was almost put that in his own net. He got his feet tangled under himself a little bit and didn't really know much about where that clearance was going.
So RGV continuing the pressure. And he put the goal by Cesares aside. RGV have had the better of it, it seems, in the first half. Another opportunity. Wharton. Good ball in. It fell for a chance there. Cabrera just didn't get a good foot to it. Didn't get a great piece. And Mark Pies is able to corral it for Fresno. And now Fresno look to build going forward with it here. Ronnie Argueta. Controlled at the back. They love outletting it to Zach Ellis-Hayden. That pass forward from Cesarez took a deflection. It's back with RGV with Enriquez. Gill looks to send it forward, looking for Cabrera. And cleared out by Sam Strong. Throw in for the Toros.
Every time RGV seems to get the ball inside that Fresno half, they look very dangerous. Tons of space. Some good diagonal runs, as we'll take this throw again for Sullivan.
Sheldon Sullivan once again has shown so far early in this game how tough he is to deal with at left back. And like you talked about, Ross, that battle early on between him and Ellis-Hayden has been very fun to watch. Ellis-Hayden's just been running at him through the first 25 minutes of this one, and for the most part, Sheldon Sullivan has stood his ground. Although Ellis-Hayden got the better of him on that cross that led to the Cesarez equalizer.
Careful, that might be the first card of the night.
Yeah, RGV won the ball. It was Enriquez who's still down. It was a late challenge. He is still down. There will be a yellow card issued. Leave. We'll get the confirmation here.
May have been Sam Strong.
I believe it was Sam Strong. We will confirm that. And I believe, as Todd Wharton continues to talk with the official, Jesus Enriquez is okay. Take one more look at the challenge.
Oof. I think Todd Wharton might have been asking why that wasn't a red. Studs up, straight into underneath the knee. That could have definitely been a red card. He got away with that one.
And it is Sam Strong who picks up the yellow. Talked about with Pedro Ribeiro not available for Fresno tonight. The last thing that Adam Smith's team wants is to have players in the book and have to play less aggressive.
No, we've seen in these first 27 minutes that they're missing him desperately in the middle. Good presence.
Good ball in from Wharton, headed away, but not quite out of the box yet. Great job to shield it by Gill. Opportunity to get it back into the 18-yard box. Good ball in, just missed the header, and Johnson can try to send Fresno moving forward. Juan Pablo Caffa back to Jamal Johnson. Nice. Lovely nutmeg through the legs of Todd Wharton. Johnson gets it back, trying to send it forward. Sullivan's head gets to it first, and it's back with Jesus Enriquez. Here's Cabrera. Johnson putting the pressure on, and not a great ball there for Enriquez. Here's a lovely look here at the Jamal Johnson piece of beauty right there with the skill. Back heel.
Very, very nice. Todd Wharton wasn't great, but
bit of an ankle breaker there. In it goes, a shove in the back and a free kick going Fresno's way. Sheldon Sullivan got a little too over-aggressive that time.
Not very subtle from Mr. Sullivan.
You can see, might be tough to see, but there are drizzle, raindrops coming down here in Edinburgh, Texas. And Juan Pablo Caffa, who is capable of doing something special from here, will take it. Going to find somebody in the 18-yard box for Fresno. It's a lovely ball in, but easily there to corral it is Tyler Derrick. Just a hair too long. And Ontiveros gets it to Perea.
Coach Echeverria won't want to see too many free kicks being given away around the box with that man. It was obviously too far out for him there to take a shot, but Caffa could strike him from almost anywhere.
Enriquez tried to dribble past two Fresno defenders and gives it away. Cesarez out wide. Centering pass looking for Johnson. Perea does a nice job to cut that off. Back to Derrick, who clears it away. And out of play for a Fresno throw.
It looks like Cesarez is trying to pick up the Ribeiro role in the midfield, but hasn't made his presence felt quite yet tonight.
Nice job by Perea to win the challenge. Jesus Enriquez It's a little bit give and go with Sullivan. Small gets it back for RGV. Wharton. Here's Cabrera. Ball in, looking for Cabrera, who chests it down, headed away by Strong. And out wide, Corey Brown controls for Fresno.
It's a lovely little floated ball in by Ontiveros. It was a shame Cabrera couldn't get a better touch, but great setup.
Foul in the midfield. I believe drawn by Connor Donovan. Todd Wharton will reset for RGV. The Toros in their home finale trying to come away with all 3 points. They got off to a flying start. The goal from Jesus Enriquez. Just didn't give up on the play, headed it in at the near post. Barely squeezed it through to give RGV the lead, and then a lovely cross in from Zach Ellis-Hayden at the other end. And Augustin Cesares had the equalizer, his first goal of the season for Fresno, and that's where we stand right now, just past the half-an-hour mark. Here is the goal scorer for RGV, Enriquez, who now leads the team with 6 this season.
I think you have to remember tonight is that these 3 Dynamo players on the field for RGV will be being looked at very closely, maybe more than anyone else on the RGV squad. In fact, they're actually on the Dynamo payroll, getting a chance here to place 90 minutes of action, or close to it, and impress the management back in Houston.
Here's that man again, Ellis-Hayden, cross into the middle. It was Kyle Adams who got a piece. Wharton an opportunity to clear, and he does. Here's Gill, pressure from Ellis-Hayden, he wins it back. Not cleanly though, and fouls him. RGV will get a chance to clear their lines, and Zach Ellis-Hayden is going to get a talking to here. This might be a little bit of a warning for challenges like that.
Yeah, the Canadian does pick up his fair share of yellow cards. He's a very physical player on the defensive side of things. Just being told there to watch those tackles from behind. Another one of those will definitely result in him being shown the yellow.
Sullivan, here's Enriquez. Enriquez keeps going. Out of play, it'll be an RGV throw. Small back to Sullivan. Finds Enriquez, lovely play in between, and Strong had to deal with it. I believe that's out for a corner kick on the near side for RGV. Todd Wharton again. Strong is, well, no pun intended, been strong at times, and other times has looked a little frantic at the back for Fresno.
For a guy that only has 1 start and 1 substitute appearance tonight, he's playing okay so far. Only 22. Good physicality.
Another opportunity. Todd Wharton's provided great service tonight. And this time he sends it right to Mark Pies, who is able to corral it for Fresno and stop an RGV opportunity.
Other than the goal, Pies has been pretty safe tonight. He had a bit of a problematic game last time out. Gave away a penalty and also gave away a pretty simple ball at the back that led to the second Timbers goal. But he's looked confident tonight coming off that result.
Donovan sends it forward for RGV. Nico Perea. Carlos Small. He will backtrack for RGV, centering pass for Wharton, who's got some space to work with here, and finds Enriquez in space. Near side, Sheldon Sullivan. Nico Perea. Small, some link-up play with Ontiveros. Small, lovely turn to get past 2. Carlos Small, ooh, he left the ball behind. Still with RGV though, Enriquez on his left foot. Chance, Cabrera shoots, it's blocked. Fell back off of Wharton. Johnson corrals it for Fresno, and Strong clears it out of there. Good header by Kyle Adams. Goes back up to Jesus Enriquez, who might try one from here. He does, he curls it, great save! Mark Pies got there, it's out for a corner kick. What a save by the Fresno goalkeeper, Mark Pais, to deny Jesus Enriquez.
I thought we were watching a replay of their earlier meeting. Enriquez was almost, if he put it top corner, it would have been in a carbon copy of what he did in the May meeting. Went low this time, and a good save by Mark Pais.
Another look at it. Almost, like you said, just a little bit lower this time. Tried to curl it around. This time, Mark Pais was there. It took a bounce at the end, too. He was able to get to it. Another corner for RGV. Wharton takes. Chance Adams got there. Took a deflection out, and it's out for a Fresno throw. Kyle Adams got the touch.
As you mentioned, that bounce made all the difference. Those saves, when they bounce in front of you, as a goalkeeper myself, those are often the hardest ones to stop. And Mark Pais got down well to turn that one away.
For a moment, I think I had the same thought as you. Deja vu of that goal against Fresno earlier this season back in May. Mark Pais had other ideas. RGV back with Nico Perea. And despite the tempo maybe slowing down a bit compared to the first 15, 20 minutes, RGV have certainly had a lot of good possession, certainly have had more opportunities going forward. Enriquez with a lovely ball to Small. Hit him between the 5 and the 8 on the back of his jersey.
Hit him in the small.
And it's out for a throw, absolutely, literally.
RGV's been great value for money tonight. $5 on a bobblehead, and they look good tonight.
So do those bobbleheads, I have to say. It was Mr. Toro bobblehead night at HEB Park. Controlled at the back by Fresno. It's Corey Brown sending it back. Since the goal by Fresno, besides the runs from Zach Ellis-Hayden and a few nice moves by Jamal Johnson and a little dash of Juan Pablo Coffa, not much going forward for Fresno over the last 10 minutes or so.
Looks very disconnected. When you lose a player, the impact of Ribeiro in that position that he plays, the amount of tackles he makes, interceptions. When you look up as a player and you don't see him there, it makes a difference.
And even in general, on top of the fact that Fresno haven't won a game in their last 5 coming into this one, and you add in, like you said, Ribeiro out on yellow card accumulation tonight. RGV just keep on coming. Gill. Here's Enriquez looking to send it in. Small, I think, was the target. It fell out. Shot from Gill. No. Second try. Blocked twice in there. It falls out onto Veros. Crosses it in. Nobody got up towards it. And it's out for a Fresno throw. Boy, RGV throwing everything at it going forward. Omar Ontiveros with a good service in. I'm not sure if Small knew it was coming and just didn't leap for it.
Another half chance for sure. Luis Gill had a shot. It almost looked like his plant foot got taken out from underneath him, but there was no goal.
Zach Ellis-Hayden will heave it forward. Kyle Adams chested it down, but it's back with Fresno. Sent back by Strong all the way back to Pais. Pressure from Small. Pais was looking for somebody to get open downfield, plays it short. Pressure from Wilmer Cabrera. Gill heads it forward. Ping-ponging back. Jamal Johnson sends it forward here. Argueta tried to keep the movement going forward. It's back with RGV. This man's been great all night so far. Jesus Enriquez sending it in behind. Small runs onto it. Pressure from Strong. And Small tried to win a corner and did.
Wow.
Strong, not sure he got a piece of it, but RGV don't care. They get another chance to whip it into the 18-yard box.
I thought that came off Carlos Small's leg last, as did Sam Strong, but he didn't get the call. Another corner.
It's been on both sides of the corner for RGV. Another chance for Wharton as Enriquez comes near him to possibly play this short, or at least discuss something, a play that might be on here. 6 minutes plus some stoppage time at the end of this first half. Ball in from Wharton, Pies fumbled it. He was bumped into by Connor Donovan, which forced that fumble. But regardless, foul or no foul, Pies has it for Fresno.
Yeah, I think if Pies hadn't recovered that, the referee would have blown his whistle, but we'll play on.
Near side, Argueta. Here's the goal scorer, Cesares. He gets cut out that time. Enriquez to Carlos Small. Trying to send it forward. Not the best ball. Looking for Wilmer Cabrera.
Yeah, Adam Smith won't be happy with the way they've turned the ball over far too easily once they get inside that RGV half. Long balls worked a little better, but that one wasn't very effective.
Tried to find Ellis Hayden. RGV have it back. Jesus Enriquez has been electric in the first half, and he wins a free kick.
It was a little harsh on Zach Ellis Hayden there. I thought he did well.
So RGV will continue with Todd Wharton. Nice ball in between to find Gill. In behind, it goes for Cabrera. He was offside. Corey Brown dealt with it anyway. And a free kick for Fresno. Daniel Gutierrez, the official in the middle tonight, has had quite a bit to deal with. It's been physical at times. But overall, you have to say it's been an exciting first half, as there is a player down for Fresno.
So Meyer Bevan might have taken a shot to the gut, to the ribs perhaps.
And Meyer Bevan stays down. And yeah, he is in some pain. There's no doubt about that.
Maybe something off the ball.
Looks like he's slow to get up and now looks fine, at least it seems.
The ref might have gone to check with his assistant to see if he saw something. No, it's going to have a water break. No, referee's telling him to get on with it.
And while a couple of players are still getting water for Fresno, the ball is put back into play. Not going to stop on their account, so we continue on. Pressure from Wharton. Wharton says he got the ball. Argueta says, no, you got me. And it looks like, I believe, was that on Jamal Johnson for dissent?
It's either that or the Wharton tackle from behind. I think it was just an accumulation of sloppy play and sloppy tackles. Mr. Gutierrez decided to try and put a stop to it by producing the card. We'll see if that helps.
Wharton was behind Johnson. That is a rough challenge, and Wharton definitely did not get the ball.
He was well beaten. It almost looked like he stepped on his ankle. Not as much contact as it looked on the initial play, but he definitely got him.
We're still waiting confirmation on who that yellow card was on, because Jamal Johnson has been protesting a lot tonight, but be surprised if that wasn't a yellow card for the Wharton challenge. Good ball in behind. Opportunity. Ellis Hayden trying to find somebody in the 18-yard box. Bevan back to Ellis Hayden, who tries to cut back. It's last off of Kyle Adams. And a corner kick for Fresno on the near side. And there's the confirmation. It is on Jamal Johnson. How about that?
There's been quite a bit of protesting after some of the tackles, so I think the ref just said that's enough. This is a warning to basically all 22 of you to knock it off.
Juan Pablo Caffa will take. Good ball in, punched out of there by Tyler Derrick. Fresno had an opportunity to keep it for a moment there. Omar Ontiveros, though, runs onto it. Opportunity for RGV to counter here. Lewis Gill.
Ontiveros is still running, but look the other way.
Nice ball to Enriquez, who has Small here with him on the near side. Small cuts back to Enriquez. Lovely play here for RGV. The cross comes in, nobody at the back post for the Toros. Although Omar Ontiveros, who did continue his run, picks it up. Here's Wharton. Wharton cuts onto his right, shoots across goal. Small was in there, and it's out for a goal kick.
Yeah, Todd Wharton's not afraid to shoot from anywhere. He scored a great goal from 30 yards out last weekend in the win over Sounders too. He'll let him rip when he does get forward. So tonight he's playing a little more of a deeper role, but not afraid to put himself near the opponent's box.
Final 30 seconds plus stoppage time, Ross. What have you thought of this first half so far?
I think RGV's definitely had the edge. I think 1-1's probably a little unfair on them, but had the majority of the quality chances. But Fresno's hanging around is what you got to do on the road.
It's Alex Cooper who tried to corral it. It's picked off here. Nico Perea shoots. It took a deflection, and Mark Pies corrals it. 1 added minute at the end of this first half.
Nico Perea might want that one back. He had a ton of support on the right-hand side. Decided to take a whack from distance, but no trouble for Pies, who clearly wants to look to go to the break here.
Pies sends it forward. Over Donovan. And offside is the call against Meyer Bevan. Final 25 seconds of this first half. 1 goal apiece, RGV and Fresno in the home finale for the Toros. Will there be one last attack here at the end of the first half? Wharton. Ooh, the cross came back in from Cabrera. He still has it though. Back to Wharton, who shoots with the left foot first time, and it's just over the bar. Just couldn't get a good touch onto it. Small was also looking for it. That might be the last chance of the first half. Todd Wharton. Boy, you thought for a moment that he might have found it.
Yeah, I think the pass had a little too much pace in it. He knew it was too much pace for him to control it, so I think he just stuck his left foot out and tried to get it on target, but that should take us to the half here.
Mark Pies, who's made some big saves for Fresno in the first half, will boot it upfield. And there is the end of the first half. A wild first half at HEB Park in Edinburgh, Texas. Jesus Enriquez opened the scoring with a goal seemingly from an impossible angle, but he found a way through to give RGV the lead. But it wasn't for too long as Agustin Cesares leveled it up for Fresno just a few minutes later. And at the half, RGV and Fresno knotted up at 1. We'll have a lot to come on the halftime report. We'll get to some highlights, also the USL expansion, as well as Gerson Echeverry and his troops look to get 3 points here as they wrap up home play for the 2018 season here at HEB Park. Great goals from Enriquez and Cesares in the first half, and it's 1-1 at the half between RGV and Fresno.
So the Toro staff doing some analysis before we get into the locker room here.
Goals apiece. Great goal from Enriquez to get things started. Cesares had the equalizer for Fresno. It's 1-1 at the break. Halftime report is coming up next. Welcome back, everybody. Sean St. Jacques, Ross Davenport here with you. RGV and Fresno at the half. RGV have had some great moments this season. It's time to take a look at the goals and saves from the year from the Toros. Ross, we start with Jorginho James with a great strike back in March against Sacramento.
Yep, takes the touch from Aldo Quintana and then bang, bottom right-hand corner. Goalkeeper had absolutely no chance from that Jamaican strike.
He's had some great moments this season for the Toros. Great strike there. Jesus Enriquez with 5 goals this season. This one might be his best against Fresno.
What an absolute cracker. Turned inside out the defender and then top right-hand corner. Lovely finish.
Can't do it much better than that from Jesus Enriquez. And then one of the goals of the week in the USL from Connor Donovan. Blink and you might miss it.
Biggest thing on this one was he had the defender draped all over him, hit it on the half volley. Absolutely tremendous strike.
Some great moments from the Toros scoring goals this season. Also a couple of great moments from some saves of goals as well. Tyler Derrick with a couple. This one also against Sacramento.
Yeah, Derrick was all over his goal in this one with the ball ping-ponging around. And kick saves are underrated as goalkeepers, but those low ones are often hard to get down to, and he made sure that one wasn't going into the net.
Really was ping-ponging around. This one, just a great save on a free kick.
Yeah, he didn't see this one till late. It was a nice height for him, but he had to get across that goal very quickly to get that strong right palm onto it and knock it away.
Some of the best from RGV this season. We'll see if there's more to come up. And after the break, the USL rebranding. We break it all down coming up next. Let's take a look at how it all breaks down in the USL rebranding for next year, starting out with the USL Championship. It's basically what's going from this year over into next year. It's what you see right now as the USL product. Teams coming in, teams getting better. It's going to be really cool to see that expanded next season. And, of course, USL League One as well.
Yeah, it was introduced as what was going to be the USL Division 3 next season. Again, it's going to start in the spring of 2019. Really offers more soccer players a chance to compete at the professional level. It's very exciting stuff, Sean.
Yeah, you look at USL League 2 as well, previously known as the Premier Developmental League. It allow players to flourish under the new banner as well, and pre-professional soccer playing its role for top players in North America, allowing them to develop and try to move up the ladder as they try to get into professional soccer. Great to see this announcement and also the expansion, allowing for players to develop and allowing for players to get their chance to get up to the top level of the USL and move on in their careers from there.
Yeah, it really was a historic day, and it builds on the identity we established at the start of 2015, excuse me, They really streamline the league structure, and it's actually based on the English system, obviously other than the Premier League.
And obviously now we take a look at the USL goals and saves of the week. A lot of good stuff from the last week in the league. Have a look.
It's a heat-seeking service. LaGrassa heading it down. Hume! They score!
And it's headed away. Here's Saeed. He'll release it. He's going to fire, and he scores! Saeed Robinson gets the switchbacks right back in the game.
But too close to Jake Leaker. However, he gives it away. Powder going for the chip. He's done it! Noah Powder!
For the overlap, then carries it into the middle. And that shot finds the back of the net. Outstanding.
Taylor tries to clear. It's blocked by Barajas. Alessandro Castro with the shot and the goal.
What a goal by Castro there.
Rodrigo Inigo, Wiki gets up. He finds far post. Matt Bersano makes the save.
Ledesma, shot with the left. Great save again from Sean Lewis. Brings it down. Davis cuts it back in front. What a save, Crapo! Save of the week nominee right there. LaGrassa, get out in front. Save. Vega, follow-up is up and over. Allen Ross.
The feet of Martinez. Oh, big save by Loro. That one was dipping.
Sean St. Jacques, Ross Davenport back with you. 1-1 between RGV and Fresno at the half. Let's take a look at the first half highlights of an electric first half, really, in this one, Ross. And really from the get-go, chance for Fresno here. And a big save there from Derek early on. Fresno had the tempo early, but then RGV kind of took over and led to this goal.
This one was the half clearance. And spun off right to Enriquez's sweet spot. He just snuck it in. I don't know how he got in between the post and ties, but he did.
It's his 6th goal this season for Jesus Enriquez. Just found a way through. Leads the team now in that category, and he just never gave up on this play and then found a way to get it in from an impossible angle to give RGV the lead. But then Fresno were able to respond. They kept coming, and that was an early opportunity there. Meyer Bevins had a lot of opportunities in the first half for Fresno, and then they finally broke through.
Yep, great cross by Zach Ellis Hayden, and then there's Cesares with the bullet header into the roof of the net.
That leveled up the game at 1. It's been back and forth all in the first half, really. 20 shots between the two teams. That was the first goal of the season for Cesares. Couldn't happen at a better time. Great service here from Todd Wharton, and Carlos Small just misses the chance.
Yeah, just got his foot under it to guide it a little bit. This was the penalty, almost penalty call that Fresno wanted, and Adam Smith was very upset about, but didn't get it.
Good service again there, from Juan Pablo Coffa. Great save there by Mark Pais on a shot from Jesus Enriquez. It's been back and forth between these two teams. Take a look now at the upcoming schedule for RGV. 2 games left, both on the road.
Yeah, last one could be a key one for San Antonio. They've lost 3 in a row coming into today, and they're just about hanging on in the Western Conference playoff race. It could come down to that last game for San Antonio.
RGV could play spoilers in that game on October 13th, and Fresno finish up with 2 games at home, starting with the Switchbacks.
Yep, and Real Monarchs on an awful slide at the moment. Looking to get back on track there on the road at Fresno.
Here's the upcoming schedule. Just 2 games left after tonight for RGV and Fresno. And after a topsy-turvy first half, talked about it, 20 shots combined between the two teams. These fans have certainly enjoyed the first half action here in Edinburgh, Texas. The final game at home this season for RGV at HEB Park.
And future Toro.
No doubt about that. Hopefully they came and got a bobblehead as well. I'm sure that young man will enjoy taking that souvenir home as well.
Just don't put it in your mouth, lad.
Certainly in for what should be a fun second half. And you can see on the bottom of your screen there, now you get into better focus. There is a substitution between the first and the second half, and I believe it is a Fresno change. Looks like there's another change on the board as well. And I believe both for Fresno. Corey Brown, that second substitution, is going to make way, and Don Smart is going to enter the game for Fresno.
Yeah, Mark Smith looking for a little more offense. Don Smart, obtained from Miami FC2 at the end of August, led the NPSL champs with 7 assists and assists on the game-tying 95th minute goal last week.
So 2 changes at the break for Fresno. 1-1, as you see Renato Bustamante is also on for Fresno as Ronnie Argueta makes way. So we'll see how those changes dictate the second half for Fresno as Adam Smith changes things up a bit.
You're bringing on 2 forwards and pulling off a defender. They're going to have a change of formation here of some kind. Looks like maybe going 3 at the back with Strong on his own in the middle, and perhaps Alex Cooper out left. We'll see how they settle in here once we get going.
So Smart in for Brown, and Ronnie Argueta was the player that made way. And we get our first look at Renato Bustamante. Both goals, if you're just joining us, came pretty early on in the first 15 minutes of this game. It was really a track meet in the first half, especially the first 20 minutes. It was end-to-end stuff. Jesus Enriquez scored his 6th goal of the season, team-leading 6th goal of the season to open things up. And then it was Agustin Cesares who had his headed equalizer just a few minutes after that. And that's where we stand, 1-1 at the start of this second half. Gerson Echeverry, probably as he'll say about most of the season, kind of happy that they scored, because that's been a problem for RGV for most of the season, getting the ball into the back of the net. But then you could argue their biggest strength defensively. They were able to hold off Fresno for only a few moments, and then the equalizer came. Teams obviously switching fields at the start of the second half, so RGV in their home orange kits going from now left to right.
So Christian Cheney's actually on for Fresno up top now with Bevan, number 21. Not sure we got the right call from the sideline referee there. Cheney with the gold yellow boots there.
Ball thrown in near side, moving forward with it, and trying to draw the foul there was Wilmer Cabrera for RGV. Continues to put the pressure on. Near side, Alex Cooper. Scored for Fresno the last time these two teams met back on May 9th. It was a 2-2 draw at Fresno. The other Fresno goal was actually a Connor Donovan own goal. Good ball into the box. First time from Meyer Bevin, and he couldn't get on top of it and sends it over for a goal kick. He has had chances in this game to make an impact in front of goal for Fresno, just hasn't taken them yet.
They've been half chances, but he hasn't really turned them into quality chances, unfortunately. Definitely see the offensive change here. Cheney on. He's been starting mostly up front for the. He's been starting mostly up front since mid-June. He actually scored off the bench. He actually scored a great 95th minute goal to tie Timbers 2 last weekend. But here come RGV.
Small lays it off. Ontiveros. Good service. Far post. Too far for Enriquez. Him and Ellis Hayden chase it down. Ellis Hayden shields Jesus Enriquez out, and it is a goal kick.
Looks like Juan Pablo Caffa now dropped back into more of the Todd Wharton role. Look to try and create something through that middle of the park where Ribeiro is absent tonight.
6 goals for Cheney this season. 3rd on the team for Fresno, as that is booted forward by Mark Pies, who made some really good saves, including a possible USL Save of the Week candidate on that great strike by Jesus Enriquez. One of those opportunities where you thought for sure it was going to go in, and then Mark Pies had other ideas. RGV controlling it at the back here. Lewis Gill had a good first half, gets it back on a give and go with Wharton. Not a great touch. And Jamal Johnson, who is on a yellow, he does cut it out. There are 2 Fresno players, Sam Strong and Jamal Johnson, who are on yellows coming into this second half. Ball sent forward, looking for Don Smart. All the way back now, Cabrera will pick it up as it goes out of bounds.
Some interesting changes at the half for Adam Smith. We talked about before the game, you and I, we talked about with Coach Echeverry about wanting to try some people in different positions and getting other people a look, and that's clearly what Smith's doing tonight. Whether it's a matter of the minimal offensive output in the first half, we'll see. We'll never know, but he's clearly looking to change some things up here and get something going.
Nice job by Sullivan to get it forward. Opportunity for Wilmer Cabrera, and it's out for a goal kick. Gerson Echeverry, he talked about how his team has made great strides to improve this season. Obviously, goal scoring is the big thing that they want to improve on from this season to next season, but Coach Echeverry's mind, still a lot to play for this season. Wants to get 9 points from the last 9 games to have a better look at the standings. Looking back on this season, as a foul is going to be awarded against Fresno there. Wharton drew the foul.
I think as a first-year team, they've been pretty respectable overall. Again, just a bit of a slump here. A couple of slumps during the season that really cost them, but they've been impressive at times.
Another 6 wins. 3 of them have come against teams in the top 3 of the Western Conference. They swept Orange County impressively, and then also beat the Real Monarchs here 2-1. So a number of wins that maybe make USL fans turn their heads and say, hey, this team's got quality in the side. There's no doubt about that.
I was talking about Fresno being a first-year team, but I almost meant RGV as being a first-year team because they only have, I think, 2 guys tonight that were on the team at the beginning of last season. So it's almost for them as being an expansion team because a completely new squad for Echeverry. I think both teams have had very similar seasons, just a little streaky, but some good prospects going into next year for sure.
Here's Ontiveros. Back to Connor Donovan, who had a headed opportunity in the first half. Although I think we kind of talked about, didn't know too much about it, but put it on net and looked dangerous for a moment. That's out for an RGV throw on the far side. Thrown in quickly by Sullivan. Connor Donovan switches fields. Ontiveros is able to corral it. Looking downfield. Not a bad ball. Not a great touch, though, by Gill. And here's Juan Pablo Caffa to Jamal Johnson. Gets away from Sullivan.
So Johnson's also dropped a little deeper this half, leaving the striking stuff for Bevan and Cheney.
Ball was sent forward by Alex Cooper. Tried to center a pass for Johnson, but it's still with Fresno. All the way back to Cesares, and now back again from Cooper. And the back line, Del Campo. Cooper brings it back.
Yeah, Cooper's been the one to sacrifice. He's dropped back into that left back role.
Ball sent forward. Donovan chested down. Not well dealt with that time by RGV. Here's a chance to come forward with it. Centering pass. Maybe could have thought about a shot there. There's another chance, and the shot is saved by Tyler Derrick. Jamal Johnson got a look at it. Good save by Derrick. He boots it back forward. Centering header, and it's cleared out for an RGV throw. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication there. Sam Strong maybe could have done better, and it's a throw in here for Pereira.
So Fresno look a little more cohesive here in the first 9 minutes, with Pablo Caffa dropping back and sort of providing that Ribeiro distribution from the middle. Maybe what they were lacking in that first 45.
Far side. Here's Lewis Gill. Ooh, chance here. Cabrera. Enriquez, not a great touch, but gets it back away from Ellis Hayden. Here's Wharton. Ooh, Pereira went the wrong way there and sliding all over the place to try to get it back, but it's Fresno who regained possession. Smart tried to send it forward. And Kyle Adams regains possession for RGV.
Back to Cooper. He has played 15. He has 15 starts at left back this season, to only 8 at left midfield. So he's quite comfortable back there as the Scotsman who actually played for Ross County, not named after me.
Sheldon Sullivan. Passing it back and forth with Jesus Enriquez. Here's Todd Wharton. Trying to find Small. Trying to shield it away. Couldn't quite do it, but it's back with RGV. Gill hooks up with Ontiveros. Triangle passing. Donovan back to Gill. Bit of a slower pace, to say the least, to start this second half. But RGV again controlling a lot of the possession. Ontiveros. Chance here. Ontiveros again over the top to Cabrera. Too far for him, but Cabrera keeps it in.
Ontiveros, they would have been better off just ripping one across the box and hoping to find the leg of somebody. Floated it across and wasn't much use.
Chance again for RGV. Enriquez trying to break down Ellis Hayden. It's off of Zach Ellis Hayden and out for a throw-in for RGV. This is the part that Coach Gerson Echeverry loves to see. They're in possession, can be relentless at times, keep hammering it away, but they don't always get the opportunity to finish chances, and then sometimes can get caught out. Small trying to find a cutting Cabrera. Good job by Connor Donovan winning the challenge there for the Toros. Goal scorer Jesus Enriquez looking for help, sends it back to Wharton. Wharton had a very good first half for RGV. Here's Dico Pereira. Good ball in for Small, who tried to head it back. Still a chance for the Toros. Cabrera couldn't get to it. Gill heads it back towards Cabrera. Small gets it back. He's in an offside position. Carlos Small was offside to try to give and go with Lewis Gill, who was in and scored, but well before that, Carlos Small, the pass to him, he was in an offside position, and that chance is wiped away. And a little bit of frustration there for Gerson Echeverry. Those are the kind of plays that he wants to see more of, but it's taken away as Small was a fraction offside.
It's an interesting one. If you'd almost have let it go, Gill was coming from an onside position, but I think small, just enough impact on the play for the linesman to raise his flag.
Near side for Cooper. Juan Pablo Coffa. Good pressure there from RGV. Cabrera to Perea, and Connor Donovan and Wharton will move it forward for the Toros. Here is Carlos Small. Ball in behind, looking for Cabrera, and he can't get there, and it's corralled by Mark Pies. Back to the captain, Coffa. To send a ball in behind. Good header down by Kyle Adams. And Fresno will look to regroup at the back with Sam Strong. Near side, Cooper, as Fresno tried to grow back into the game with some possession. It's really been all RGV to start this second half, but
a little too much of the side-to-side stuff and not enough of the incisive going forward stuff. But here comes Cooper now.
Cooper sending it forward, gets it back. It'll give and go. Ball in behind is going to be too far for Smart. And it's out for a goal kick. Chance for RGV just a few moments ago with that possible offsides. Here's another look at it. You see the freeze frame, and yeah, Small is definitely offside and definitely influenced the play.
Yeah, definitely got a touch on it. As soon as he touched the ball, he looks at the ref.
To your point, though, if he lets that run, I mean, obviously the goalkeeper might be able to come and get that, but Lewis Gill was in an onside position, and that's going to be too far and out for a goal kick. It might be a little, you might lose the chance still, but maybe an opportunity for Gill to still tuck it into the back of the net, but Carlos Small doesn't have eyes in the back of his head.
No, I think the touch he got on it was enough to take it away from Pies, as you said. I think it would have rolled through to him, but tight one.
You know, Fresno and Adam Smith thought they had a penalty in the first half in the same 18-yard box. That would have been a bit harsh if it was given. And now RGV miss out on an opportunity as Mark Pies sends it forward. Battle forward in the middle. The two captains battled forward. It's going to be a foul against RGV.
I think Cesaros just gave a little shove in the back to Cheney.
And Juan Pablo Coffa comes up to take it for Fresno. And he's told to hold up. There is a substitution. And it'll be for RGV, Aldo Quintanilla, who we thought would have possibly an impact off the bench in this game. He comes in for Wilmer Cabrera, showed some good signs tonight. And now RGV's joint second leading goal scorer. And leading goal scorer for most of the season, Aldo Quintanilla, comes into the game.
Yeah, pretty much a straight swap up top for the Orange.
Quintanilla has been, maybe aside from Todd Wharton, RGV's most consistent player for most of the season, and is certainly capable of producing a winner in this one. Sent forward by Kyle Adams. Carlos Small runs onto it. Out of play, RGV with a throw-in. Sam Strong out-muscled that time. Quickly taken by Enriquez to Quintanilla. Back to Quintanilla, who's got some space to work with this year. He shoots, good shot off the crossbar and over. Wow, what an introduction into the game by Quintanilla, and he almost found the back of the net.
Wow, Fresno, here's what I can do. Don't give me this much space, I'll make you pay. What a strike by Quintanilla. Let's take another look at it. Got away from Jamal Johnson, who was looking for help, didn't find it, and Derek was nowhere near it.
Just off the top of the bar, first real touch of the game from Quintanilla. And imagine if that had gone in. Physical play on the near side as Cheney tried to get past on the near side. A foul is going to be called. against RGV. Ontiveros was all over him. And a chance for Fresno to service into the box. They really haven't had too many opportunities in the second half.
No, haven't had much quality possession in the final third at all. There's one here that Kaffa might want to whip in towards the penalty spot. Well, Johnson there too. Oh, excuse me, it's Cooper standing by it.
This looks like Jamal Johnson is going to put this in. He does, and it's over everybody's head except for Tyler Derrick, who corrals it for RGV.
Disappointing. Disappointing there. I'm not sure why Kaffa didn't take that.
All the way on the other side. Quintanilla gets it back here. Cross into the middle. Nobody there for RGV, but I think Mark Pies had to think twice about it before he corralled it. And he hangs on to it for Fresno. How about Aldo Quintanilla? In just the first few moments coming in, has immediately made an impact.
I was going to say definition of an impact sub so far.
We talked about how many shots there were in the first half. 21. Just 2 so far in the second half. It's been quite different. But here comes Alex Cooper. Good ball into the middle, and Kyle Adams got his head to it, but only as far out as Juan Pablo Kaffa. Over to Cooper. Cooper with a bunch of step-overs.
It's pretty impressive for a right left back.
Kaffa, good ball in. Adams there again. It deflected. Oh, off of Donovan and out for a corner kick. I'm not sure if Tyler Derrick knew too much about that. For a moment, that looked like it was destined for goal. And we'll take another look.
Across from Kaffa.
And almost
Adams
a disaster.
Off his own teammate. Almost went off his shoulder into the net.
Wow.
That would not have been a way to lose your, or at least to go behind in your home finale.
So Jamal Johnson will send it in again for Fresno. Good ball in, nobody there except for Tyler Derrick, who's able to easily corral that and boot it forward. Went all the way back down towards Mark Pies. He was looking for Quintanilla. And Cooper comes back to restart things for Fresno. Woken back up a bit over the last 5 or 10 minutes. Ball sent forward, chested down by Christian Cheney. Here's Cooper, who's become a lot more lively on this left side.
He's done more from left back than he did from left mid in the first half. Clearly more comfortable back there and coming forward from the fullback spot.
Ramon Martin Del Campo switched fields over to Strong. Juan Pablo Kaffa way back to try to send this forward for Fresno. Smart to Kaffa. Centering pass. Meyer Bevin trying to get it back into the 18-yard box. Good pressure from Sullivan. Ball might still be in play, and now it's out. And it's out for a corner kick for Fresno on the far side as Sheldon Sullivan stopped the service from Bevin.
Speaking of service, let's see if we can get a little better service here into the box on this corner from Kaffa. The last two, well, the last corner and that free kick weren't particularly good.
Juan Pablo Kaffa, team's leading goal scorer, trying to set up one here for Fresno. Pretty good weight on the ball. The ball, though, sails over the head of Del Campo. Chasing it down, though, is Don Smart. Thought about crossing it. Wharton is all over him. Now the ball goes in. It was flicked away by Strong, who tried to get it on net. And it is out for a goal kick for the Toros. Taken quickly towards Sullivan by Derrick. And here's a chance moving forward for the Toros. Enriquez, lovely ball over the top. Quintanilla looking for some space. To Enriquez, who's not afraid. But he loses it that time. Gildo runs back onto it for RGV. Finds Quintanilla. It looks like RGV will reset with Sheldon Sullivan. Here's Enriquez. Small. He thought that Quintanilla was going to make a run into the 18-yard box, and it rolls harmlessly back to Mark Pies. bit of miscommunication there. Small, a newer player on the roster for RGV. Ball forward. Ooh, there was an opportunity there to have Cooper run onto that from Cheney. Here is Cesares. Scored his equalizer very early on in the first half after Jesus Enriquez opened the scoring for RGV. Nothing since.
Very much from Zach Ellis-Hayden getting down that right side since the first 30 minutes of this game. I think he maybe thrives a little bit more on the chaos. It's been a lot more structured since then.
Fresno have loved going to Cooper on that near side as an outlet in this second half. Be controlled all the way back. Martin Del Campo switches fields. Here's Juan Pablo Caffa, who has been quiet for a bunch of periods during this game tonight. Cooper trying to make some room. Great tackle by Todd Wharton. That's what he does in the midfield. Opportunity for RGV with Jesus Enriquez. Out wide, Aldo Quintanilla. Centering pass, Gill. Back out wide to Enriquez. Trying to break down Ellis-Hayden. He could not. Johnson will send it forward. Juan Pablo Caffa will outlet. Here's Don Smart. Looking for help in the midfield.
You're gonna need help finding him with those pink boots.
Ball sent into the 18-yard box. Good header by Kyle Adams. Perea backtracked. Smart with those pink cleats. Maybe thought about the shot. Bevan out wide. Chance to cross. Adams is there again for RGV. Lewis Gill now to Quintanilla. Good job testing that down. Gets around Strong and continues his run. He has Small, who has it now on the near side. Quintanilla continues. Now backs it up. Small tries to break down the defender Cooper, and Strong kicks it out. It's a corner kick on the near side for RGV. Under 20 minutes plus stoppage time remaining in a 1-1 game.
Yeah, it was good work there by Cooper. Small was looking to try and turn him inside out, create a shooting opportunity. He had a lot of space down the right-hand side of the box. Everybody else was sort of shying away, but he'll take the corner.
Todd Wharton, not exactly in a hurry. Giving a couple of Fresno players an opportunity to hydrate. See the corner flag. Wind is picking up just a tad here at HEB Park. It's the home finale for RGV this season. They're trying to go out with a win. Cross near post. Adams was there. He tries to keep it alive, and it's cleared away by Smart. And all the way up to get it, Tyler Derrick, the goalkeeper for RGV. And I believe that as the ball is kicked out by Ontiveros, that a player is still down, and it is Zach Ellis-Hayden.
Not sure what the plan was on that corner, but a low-driven ball to your centre-back coming into the front post is probably the most effective method most of the time. It's like Ellis-Hayden might have a calf problem, but he seems all right. Maybe just fixed, maybe a shin guard problem.
He assisted on the equalizing goal by Augustine Cesares. He really had a good first half, and kind of like his team in general, as you see a lot of players getting some hydration at the 72nd minute mark. It's been slower from Fresno in the second half. RGV, for the most part, have had a lot of the possession. Zach Ellis-Hayden, as we take another look at what happened here on the ball, and was Kyle Adams who went in there trying to get the ball, and then his own teammate stepped on him on the back of his calf, and that is tough there. Ramon Martin Del Campo, not knowing that his teammate Zach Ellis-Hayden was behind him, ended up spiking him. Well, you feel for Zach Ellis-Hayden. There was no way for him to go there, and that has got to hurt.
Yeah, that'll leave a mark, as they say.
Back with RGV. Not a great touch there by Gill, but he kind of made up for it and passed it forward, but it's too far for Small. Carlos Small keeps the pressure up on Ellis-Hayden, who's back in there. Looks okay.
Interesting to see who makes the next change. Talked to Coach Echeverry about young Brandon Morales and RGV Academy product, but here comes Cooper.
Cooper with a chance here, cross into the middle. Again, Kyle Adams not quite cleared. Shot! Side netting from Don Smart.
One of the better chances lately for Fresno. Don Smart wants that one back.
One of those shots that if you're sitting on the left side of the goal stand, you might have thought that went in. But like you said, Ross, another look. This is probably the best opportunity in the second half for Fresno. Not a bad effort.
Derek will have been glad to see that one go wide. I asked Coach Echeverry if he was going to give Brandon Morales, young Brandon Morales, a chance tonight. He started a couple of games ago in his first start, but you think tonight maybe the last home game, a lot of family I'm sure in attendance, might give this team a lift if they bring him off the bench. Played more than an hour in his debut. Here comes Wharton.
It was drizzling in the first half of this one. The rain is starting to pick up even more here in the second half as Zach Ellis-Hayden runs onto this one for Fresno. Smart lifts the ball into the penalty area. Gill cleared it. Juan Pablo Caffa keeps it alive for Fresno. Johnson's wide open on the near side, had both of his arms up. Now he's got it at his feet. Overlapping run from Cooper. Jamal Johnson gets it to him. Cooper, ball into the middle. Again, good header from Kyle Adams. And he was fouled going for that ball. Christian Cheney, a little too aggressive. And RGV can clear their lines.
Yeah, just hasn't been enough creativity for Fresno. They love the old cutback pass. But the crosses have just sort of been hopefully launched into the penalty area. And not much has come of it other than that other than their goal.
Last 5-10 minutes or so, a couple of vital interventions for RGV from Kyle Adams in the 18-yard box. A couple of big headers to break up some Fresno crosses in the middle.
I mean, until that disappointing 4-0 loss on Wednesday, RGV were in the top 10 fewest goals allowed. Obviously, 4 goals added to that didn't help much, but they do have a pretty solid defense, and they're showing it tonight.
Good ball in, small shoots, and it's saved by Pies.
Good positioning there by Mark Pies.
Talk about Adams being great defensively for RGV. Mark Pies has bailed Fresno out in net a couple of times tonight. Here's Juan Pablo Caffa. Chance here. Bevan working his way in. First time shot deflected by Donovan and over for a corner kick on the shot by Juan Pablo Caffa. Second time tonight that a ball's been deflected off of Connor Donovan and been goal bound, and this time it goes over the bar. Corner kick on the far side. Here's another look.
Yeah, good work from Bevan. For Caffa, first time shot, it's very difficult from there. And it's good to see Caffa getting nearer the box now. He's pushing a little more forward than he was earlier in the second half. The rain coming down hard now.
We're coming down on 14 minutes plus stoppage time to go in the home finale for RGV. In it goes. Great job leaping up and getting that by Tyler Derrick.
If you're going to come that far out, you better get it. He came a long way, and Tyler Derrick, strong claim.
Here's Omar Ontiveros. As the rain continues to pour down here at HEB Park, it's picking up. Here is Small, Quintanilla, and it was cut out there, trying to do a little give and go back to Small. A chance to come forward here. Jamal Johnson.
Chance to counterattack there. Jamal Johnson slowed it down. Neither of these teams are particularly great on the counter, but that was a chance. You thought if he had kept on going, might have created something, but not to beat. Here comes Caffa.
Caffa skipped around too, outside of his left boot to send it out wide. Chance to cross it into the middle. And I believe Donovan got the touch on that to clear it out. Sam Strong. Plenty of room to move it forward for Fresno. Del Campo. Sends it near side. Alex Cooper. Attacking Ontiveros. Good ball into the middle with a chance. Player goes down in the penalty area. Nothing given. Tyler Derrick continues play. Maybe a chance now for RGV. Carlos Small. Quintanilla makes the run centrally. Small steps over. Great layoff pass. The shot comes in. Great shot, great block off the line. Blocked again on the save. Out for a corner kick.
Martin Del Campo saving a goal there with that good hustle back. It almost looked like he was going to score a goal, repeat of his first one at the near post there.
Substitution here for RGV. Pablo Aguilar is going to come on for Luis Gil. Luis Gil's night is done. Pablo Aguilar comes in. 2 goals this season for RGV. The corner comes in, and that time it is Mark Pies who's there to make the save. Boy, Fresno on the other end really had a big opportunity on that cross as Juan Pablo Coffa tries to send it forward again for Fresno. RGV tried to respond there, nothing on the corner kick attempt. Here they come again. Quintanilla kind of sprays to get past. Opportunity here. Quintanilla on his right foot will shoot, and it's wide. Goal kick for Fresno, and he knew how big of an opportunity that was.
Yeah, I think he was caught in 2 minds initially whether to shoot it or hit Small on that diagonal run. Decided to continue his run and then the strike, but he was a little off balance.
Here's another look. Quintanilla kind of sprayed the ball past Juan and then had this chance to give RGV the lead.
He created the space, but he actually caught it with hit the ball with his left foot, plant foot, if you see it again here. Actually, maybe not. Just from the original angle, like he just touched it with his plant foot. That had caused the ball to spin off to the side of his right foot. But another good chance for RGV.
Juan Pablo Coffa switches fields to Ellis Hayden. Ball in behind, and Kyle Adams will let it run all the way back to Tyler Derrick. 10 minutes to go here at what's turned into a soggy HEB Park. 1-1 here. Home finale for RGV, trying to go out on a high note.
Yeah, these last 5 minutes have gone back to that early chaos a little bit, which is going to benefit RGV, you would think, at home here.
Pass was a little too much for Omar Ontiveros. And a bit of a gift of a throw-in for Fresno on the near side. The ball is sent all the way back. Quintanilla put the pressure on for a moment. Del Campo sent it all the way back to Mark Pies. So we'll see. RGV's latest substitution. We'll see if Pablo Aguilar will have some time to make an impact in the final 10 minutes or so. Juan Pablo Coffa. Johnson, able to get past 1, get past 2 to Cooper. Lovely skill there by Jamal Johnson, who's had a couple of nice flashy moves tonight.
Seems like the back 8 for RGV is sitting a little deeper now, and they're just going to try to play the counter the rest of the way, it seems.
Cesarez out wide. Ball in from Ellis Hayden. Opportunity for Fresno, and well, frankly, took too much time there, but Alex Cooper back into the middle it goes. Wharton is able to corral it, get it to Perea, and Perea clears. All the way up. Couldn't quite get it to Carlos Small. Chance again for Fresno. That is deflected out for a throw-in.
Another substitution.
So before Zach Ellis Hayden will throw it in, Bryce Marion is going to come on for RGV, a speedster that could make something happen here in the final few moments, and that's going to be the end of the night for Omar Ontiveros. So definitely. Bryce Marion comes on.
Yeah, definitely an attacking substitution. Midfielder Marion, known for a defender. Marion, former Stanford player, has come off the bench now in 4 of the last 5 games.
In it goes. Christian Cheney thought about it. Don Smart thought about putting it into the area, plays it short, and it's won by Pablo Aguilar. Chance for RGV to break here. Aguilar picking up the pace, has Enriquez to his left. Marion is open on the far side. Gets it to Quintanilla instead. Marion, chance to get it into the area. He might shoot this. He does. It takes a deflection, and he gets it back. Players to aim at for Marion. He plays it all the way back to Perea. Here's Wharton. Good ball to Aguilar, is looking for help. He cuts to his right, gets it back on his left foot.
Run by Quintanilla was there, but it was just too late for him to see it.
Tried to find Quintanilla. It's cut out of there by Fresno and cleared. It's going to go all the way back to Kyle Adams. Here's Nico Perea. In the 84th minute, in a 1-1 game, Bryce Marion. Here is Connor Donovan. Going to switch fields. Enriquez's header towards Small. He got past him. Small's in. Small scores! Carlos Small comes up big for RGV. It's 2-1 in the final moments.
Coach Echeverri told us they brought this guy in to see what he had. Provide a little goal scoring spark, and that's exactly what he's provided tonight with that great strike.
Third goal for Carlos Small, and RGV take the lead with 6 minutes to go. Here's another look, a lovely header from Enriquez, and this is the turn to get by and get through for the chance.
Superb touch around Strong, and once that was accomplished, it was just an easy finish past Mark Pies. Panamanian striker trying to earn himself a job for next season perhaps, and he's done a great job of it so far since coming over.
Fresno, who had hung in for so long, concede late here at HEB Park, but as we saw earlier, certainly opportunity still for Fresno, as Jamal Johnson, after the goal, was substituted out for Fresno, and Renato Astamante comes on for the final few minutes here. We thought that was in, between halves coming on, and now he officially makes his way in for Fresno. 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Carlos Small with the huge goal there. As you see the confirmation of the substitution. Noto Bustamante in behind. Quintanilla could finish it off here. Pies got there first. Quintanilla still with a chance. It's Aguilar, and it's blocked.
Yeah, he should have looked to his right. He just admitted it, put his hand up saying, I should have looked at you, Marion. He was wide open on the right, as was Small.
RGV keep coming. That shot is also blocked. Small resets for RGV. They're trying to kill it off right here. Perea.
Back to that, we're going to look at that, I'm showing in a second, but Mark Pies did very well to come off his line and get a touch on that.
Marion tried to make a run in behind. Instead, it's played all the way back. Wharton to Kyle Adams, who has to send it all the way back to Tyler Derrick. Derrick plays it all the way down. Alex Cooper corrals for Fresno, who need a goal back. They want to match the scoreline from the first meeting between these two at Fresno. And of course, trying to salvage a road point.
Remember, Fresno also got a late winner last weekend in a 2-2 draw. This game's not over yet by any means.
Aguilar to Enriquez. Turns, finds Small, the goal scorer for RGV. We talked to Gerson Echeverri, and he told us, all year he's been looking for guys to score goals. That's what he said. The biggest trait that he likes in a goal scorer is that they score goals and put them in the back of the net. And Carlos Small, since he's come to RGV, has done that and comes up with a big goal here that could be the winner. That, like you said, Ross, still plenty of time. Like we saw in the first half, Fresno were able to respond quickly to level the game.
The two key players, the assister and the goal scorer on that goal last week by Fresno. Don Smart crossed it in to Cheney, floated the header inside the far post for the game-tying goal in the 95th. So Fresno know they were not out of this yet.
Here's Nico Perea. Small plays it near side to Bryce Marion, who gives it right back to him. Nice little move there by Small to make some space. Tried to find Quintanillo. I don't think was ready for it. Aguilar and Enriquez putting some pressure on here. Smart. Now it's with Juan Pablo Coffa. He sends it forward for Fresno towards Don Smart, who goes down looking for a foul, and it's going to be handball on Don Smart, who tried to look for the free kick, and instead it's a free kick for RGV.
Tried the wily old trick, and the referee saw it was coming. He was waiting for the contact. There wasn't much of it, and he went down far too easily. You can see the disappointment on Don Smart's face, but he knows he was caught out there. It's a good shot of the precipitation.
Carlos Small there is down. Take another look here why he's down on the ground. Actually, this is the handball against Don Smart.
There was a half shove, but the linesman was right there and didn't wave his flag, and the referee thought Smart made a meal of it and decided it was a handball instead. It's like Small might have a hamstring problem.
This will likely add on to the stoppage time at the end of this one. We're in the final minute of the 90. You hope Carlos Small is all right after scoring such a big goal for RGV in this final home game of the regular season. Trying to have Rio Grande Valley finish on a high note. He provides a great moment, and now I hope that he's okay as he's able to walk off the field.
Gingerly. Clearly feeling that.
Yeah. For the moment, he has to come off just because he was hurt. We'll see if Gerson Echeverry, you can see the rain coming down on his dress shirt. It's like they're just going to give him some water for now. And can't make a substitution anyway.
If you're going to have somebody go down, at least it's your striker at this point with a 1-goal lead.
We've had the 90 minutes. RGV leading Fresno 2-1. Carlos Small's goal is the difference at the moment. How much time will there be? 4 added minutes for Fresno here to try to find an equalizer. RGV trying to see this one out and finish their home slate on a high note. Ball was cleared out by Sheldon Sullivan all the way down for a Fresno throw-in. The first half, Jesus Enriquez opened the scoring with a header from what seemed to be an impossible angle, and then Augustin Cesares found the equalizer, and now Small's goal is the difference for now. Here comes Fresno. Cheney's cross. Donovan got in front of it. Fresno still coming. Smart to Ellis Hayden, trying to get past Aguilar and Enriquez. He goes down, and it's going to be a free kick for Fresno with 3 minutes of the stoppage time remaining.
It was a brave sliding tackle by Connor Donovan in the box. At this point in the game, cross hit him, luckily not on the arm.
Take another look here as Aguilar came from behind. Enriquez got a foot in there as well, and then Aguilar dragged him down from behind.
He was waving his finger before the ref even blew his whistle.
Juan Pablo Coffa will service it into the 18-yard box for Fresno. He goes for goal, and it's in the side netting. Goal kick for RGV. Tried the sneak attack at the near post, and it goes out of play.
Yeah, must have looked up and seen Tyler Derrick perhaps cheating a little bit towards his other post, to his far post, but nice try by Caffa, but not to be.
Coming down on 2 minutes to go in stoppage time. Looked for a moment after Carlos Small scored the goal that RGV were going for it still to try to put a third goal on the board and put it away. But since then, Fresno have gotten some opportunities in the midfield. That's cleared out. No nonsense there from Kyle Adams. Go all the way back into the corner for Fresno. It's a throw-in.
Bit of icing. Just knock it down there. Waste 30 seconds or so. This RGV defense is not going to give up anything easily here in these last couple minutes.
Sam Strong sends it forward for Fresno. Headed back by Sullivan. It was controlled by Cesares. Moving forward with it, Ellis Hayden for Fresno. Into the middle it goes, chested down, Smart is in, he shoots, it's well over the net. What a massive missed opportunity for Smart. And it's a goal kick for RGV with less than a minute remaining in the stoppage time. Here's another look.
What a superb chest down that was. Just didn't get his foot on top of it. Bustamante, I think it was, with the chest down. Smart. So that second one he's going to want back again in the last 10 minutes here.
He really ended up being in just about one-on-one with the keeper there and could not find the space. Small, who's back on the field. Oh, lovely piece of skill there to keep possession. Now the near side, Bryce Marion. RGV looking to see this one out to finish off the home finale in style. And a good challenge there by Bevan. It's out for a throw-in, and RGV will not be in any hurry to take it. Little fake out there by Bryce Marion. Final seconds here.
He was almost in a hurry, then thought twice about it. That was almost a foul throw.
Quintanilla will hold it in the corner. And wins a corner for RGV, who are nearly there.
The last kick of the game here.
No sense putting it in the 18-yard box at this point.
That'll do it.
And it won't even be taken. RGV finish off the home slate in style with a 2-1 dramatic win over Fresno. They get all 3 points. It's their 7th win of the season. What a way to get it. To finish the home finale, Carlos Small with the goal late on to win it for RGV. And the Toros send the home fans back home happy to finish off their home slate for 2018. What a game really this was. It was end-to-end, Ross, in the first half. Goals from Enriquez and Cesares, and Carlos Small, in every sense of the word, came up big for RGV late on to win it.
No, did what he was brought in to do. And Coach Echeverry said, I want to get points and catch some people and bypass some teams, and that's likely exactly what they've done tonight. Nice 3 points to finish off the season at home.
And for Fresno, road woes this season continue. For them this year, their 9th road loss of the season, and they were not able to get enough chances moving forward. That's been the problem for RGV at times, finishing off chances. But that's why Coach Gerson Echeverry brought in guys like Carlos Small to do just that. Find the moment, seize it, and score. Carlos Small with the winning goal. And he's able to win this one for RGV, a massive win to finish off the home slate. The home finale was a fun one, to say the least. And RGV wins it 2-1. They finished the season with 2 games on the road as the Toros, like we talked about, Gerson Echeverry, they want to win out to finish this season. But before we get to that, we'll take a look at the highlights from this one. It was a wild one between RGV and Fresno, and it was really back and forth to start in the first half, and then Jesus Enriquez opened the score.
Right place, right time, sniper finish. Gotta love it.
Really from an impossible angle as you take another look here. It took a deflection off of Mark Pies and Enriquez, his team leading 6th goal of the season, but Fresno came right back and scored. Great header by Cesares.
Yeah, that cutback cross, they love that Fresno, and that was the first time it really got going tonight, and obviously a great bullet header finish from Cesares.
Great service as well. This was a great save by Mark Pies to keep Fresno in the game at the time. Great shot there from Perea. The RGV had so many opportunities, especially in the first half. Fresno had their chances as well.
And that was a relatively easy save there for Derek. His Kaffa with the cross, and almost went in off his own teammate Adams, knocking it off the shoulder of Donovan, I think it was.
Great strike from Quintanilla. That was about 20 seconds, give or take, after he came on the pitch. Good chance here from Smarty. Put it into the side netting. That was one of 2 chances that he'll want back. Here's the moment from Carlos Small.
Yeah, just a great touch around strong with his left foot and a calm finish with his right. Might be a nice little addition next season for RGV if he sticks around. He's got the size and the finishing ability.
That ended up being the winning goal for RGV, his 3rd of the season. And then this was a great chest down. This was the last big chance from Smart.
Yeah, you watch that.
Wasn't able to put it home. Next game for RGV, they're at Tulsa. It was a 1-1 draw here at home the last time those two teams met. And then another one at San Antonio to finish the regular season.
Yep, definitely 2 winnable games for the Toros and 9 points in those last 3, well within reach for Coach Echeverry.
He wanted the Toros to finish strong tonight. Gerson Echeverry got a great response from his team. Jesus Enriquez opened the scoring with a great header at the near post. Fresno were able to come back and get the equalizer to make it interesting in this one. But on the home finale for RGV, it was Carlos Small who came up big and gave the Toros the win. This was a fun one. Thanks to our entire crew. Ross Davenport, I'm Sean St. Jacques saying so long from HEB Park.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.